in the wrap-up, I think that mostly what we've been talking about is how do we discover things. Almost everything we've been talking about has been around how we discover software, how we discover people in our collaborations, how we discover information, how we discover advice. On the other side, we've also been talking about how we share things. And it's the same things. How we share software, how do we share people, how do we share information, how do we share advice. So I think what we've been doing in a lot of the breakout sessions is coming up with concrete mechanisms that will help us do both of these things. And in particular, there's been a lot of talk about understanding how the things that we do make an impact and how we can show this both to the people that fund us, the people that are our other stakeholders, maybe our bosses at universities and other organizations, and also to ourselves. How do we show ourselves that we've done something that's of benefit? The other thing we noticed is we've been discussing a lot about when it would be better doing things together. And that's great, because really that's, as people have pointed out in the last lightning talks, that's really the purpose of things like workshops like this. So clearly one of the things that we have to do is understand how to fund going down to the pub in a standard proposal. Maybe that's just getting sponsorship. So yes, I think that's sort of my take of the whole thing. Simon's already said that we're going to try and write up some of these things in a report, and that we'll be getting in touch with you in a couple of weeks or so to get your feedback. So in all of that sense, I think it's been a great workshop, and I've really enjoyed sitting in the discussions and listening to the reporting back from the different groups. So all it really leaves me to say is a big thank you to a list of different people. Thank you to Dev CSI, UK Engineering Task Force, and Curtis and Cartwright for sponsoring different parts of this. Certainly they've made it easier for us to offer you wine to help lubricate the networking. Thank you to EPSEC and JISC, who have funded different elements of work that have appeared here. Thank you to the eScience Institute for hosting us for the 3rd year running. And thank you to the CW11 Steering Committee. Those of you in the audience who are part of that committee know who you are. I'd like to say a special thanks to Simon and to Francesca, because without those two working behind the scenes and in front of the scenes, this would not have happened. So I think big round of applause. And obviously, I'd like to give you all a big round of applause as well from me, because without your efforts to contribute and really participate in the breakout sessions and give lightning talks and show us all the posters, we wouldn't have been able to do this. It would not have been the event it was. So yes, thank you very much, everyone. And as Simon says, we certainly do hope to run more events like this in the future. We're going to take on board some of the advice that's appeared in some of the in the breakout sessions, and also I've noticed some on the board, to maybe change around the way and the frequency that we do these events. But if you have other suggestions, are there people you would like to have seen here? Are there people you think we should be advertising these kind of events to? Let us know when we contact you for feedback. So, how did I do? 1 minute, 11 seconds.